Hi guys, how's it going today? Chelsea Face here. I'm excited to start a new type of reading book talk vlog with you. I just felt like doing it for this particular book. This is Boy in the Box, Some Secrets Just Won't Stay Buried by MARC FITCH. Now, this is a fiction supernatural horror, if I'm not mistaken, and it comes out in April of 2020. So this is coming out in a couple months if I post this appropriately. And I'm going to read you the synopsis on the back just so you guys kind of know what it's about. It says, Jonathan is haunted by a dark secret. Only 4 people know about a tragic hunting accident 10 years earlier that left a boy buried in a box deep in the Adirondack Mountains, and one of them just took his own life. Now Jonathan, along with his friends Michael and Connor, must travel back to Coombs Gulch to make sure their secret stays buried forever, but they are walking into a trap. One laid for them long ago by something that has watched them for years, haunting, plotting, slowly working to take control of their lives, and it demands a sacrifice. So I'm guessing there's going to be some kind of creature in here, or some kind of something that's messing with these guys. So far, I've only seen what they do at the funeral of one of the friends and how their lives are now that this event has happened, and it's been years. So I don't really know what happened to get them to this point. Also, I haven't been to the forest or to that place yet to see what's going to happen to them now. So we're very, very lightly into this book. So I'm excited to see where it takes me, and I'll be sure to update you guys once I get further into it. So yeah. Hey guys, great angle and great lighting, I know. I'm in bed right now. I didn't know my cat was in here. He's really sweet. I love my kitty cat. And was taking a nap. I didn't mean to wake him up, but I just wanted to talk to y'all real quick about the Boy in the Box. And I think I'm on chapter 8 right now, a little bit into this. So far, I'm thinking that it has a lot of metaphors and very descriptive, like scenery and what everyone else is doing and thinking, and things that he is thinking and contemplating and worrying about. And I kind of identify with the main character Jonathan in that sense of like he is thinking about like the worst that could happen in these situations because he's like been through this trauma, I guess you could say. I think that's interesting. It gets a little distracting to just be reading descriptive things for most of this so far. There hasn't been a lot of action going on. So far, there's barely been anything happening. I think the only thing that's happened is like they went to a funeral, they met up at a bar, they talked at the bar, and now they're at like a Halloween parade. Not much has happened. I'm hoping it gets into some action or something. Like at the very end of chapter 7, there was this like supernatural creature thing seen. So that's interesting. I'm excited to get into that and maybe see, where that goes. Maybe it'll be real spooky. There's a lot of hunting in this. I knew it was about a hunting trip, but I didn't realize it was going to be mentioned so much. So I'm hoping I like it okay. I'm not a big hunter myself. Not that I have a problem with it. It's just not something I'm super interested in. So we'll see if it ends up being like a huge deal in this, because so far it's talked about a lot. There's a lot of animal descriptive slaughtering in this. So if you're not a person who likes that, just be prepared when you're reading. It gets very descriptive into, cutting up animals and dismembering them and stuff. So far, it's alright. See how it goes. Okay, so I'm on page 71, and I'm at a point where I think I kind of know where this is going. This is a little spoilery. If you don't want to watch this part, you can skip a little bit further ahead until I'm not in this clip anymore. There's a point where this man's daughter, this other character's daughter, gets approached by this figure, and he says that he knows her dad and that he's going to take her away. And it's leading me to believe that maybe this creature person man thing is luring children somehow supernaturally to the random woods where they originally shot the little boy, and that's the kids that are appearing and being seen in the films and like the video camera footage all over the internet. So I think that's kind of might be what's happening, or at least that's what it's alluding to pretty clearly here. So we'll see if that's what it is. Okay, so right now I'm in the tub, so I can't show you me. But I wanted to talk for a second about something I just read, and it's really kind of irritating me because it's within like the same chapter or 2 chapters next to each other. The main character man's son, he's like 7, and I'm in a chapter where he is like main character. It's like his thoughts and, what he's doing. That's cool, but like he's literally contradicting himself, and it doesn't make any sense. Like, he said his father was scary and that he's glad he's gone on this trip because even though there's this scary monster outside, at least he's stuck outside and he's not in the house like his dad was. So he's scared of his dad, glad he's kind of on a trip, scared of this monster, but also kind of glad that he's outside. Well, then he turns around and he says, the monster's scary now and I wish my dad was home to protect me. Like, that's so contradictory and doesn't make any sense. So I'm like really, really confused, and I don't understand why the author would do that. Like, why would you literally say the opposite of what you just said? I'm hoping it clears things up, but I don't know. That just doesn't make sense to me. There's this part that I'm at. I'm almost done with the book. I think I'm on chapter 27 right now. A little bit before the ending of the last chapter, there was a part where he was talking about, there's this one guy who's like about to die, and he's contemplating like his belief system and like what he thinks about, you know, people who waste time caring about sports statistics and teams they care about. He made a remark and I wasn't sure, so I asked my husband if he thought it might be pretty homophobic. I guess that's determined on the person who's reading it, if that's necessary to the character to be seen as a bad person or if that is the thoughts of the book. And considering that this character has been in the entire story, and just in this little part, he's all of a sudden said something that's homophobic, I can't help but think that it's not needed and not necessary. Opinions aside, I think it was a little weird. Like, it didn't make sense to me for that to be there. I get that he doesn't understand the obsession with sports people, but he was pretty much saying that, you know, homoerotic something, these people who care so much would jump at the chance to get in bed with Tom Brady. And, you know, it was a little strange, a little remark, and I don't know what he meant by that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's really hard to explain, but it's a really strange thing to write. I think he could have worded that better. So I finished Boy in the Box by Mark E. Fitch. So, as I've said in some of the videos of this video, some clips in this video, I don't know how to feel about it completely, because there were things that I did like and things that I didn't like. But I think I'm just going to kind of summarize what I wrote on Goodreads for you, because I don't know what else to say. I truly think that it has some potential. I think that maybe it needed some reworking done, mostly because it just had so much description and metaphor and simile allusions in this. There wasn't a lot of action in this. And I'm fine with it not being an action, supernatural horror thriller. As far as like things doing and things happening, there wasn't a whole lot going on here. It felt more like fluff, if you know what I'm talking about. There were times when I was reading this that I was genuinely spooked. Like there's a scene when they are next to the lake after they do the thing with the body. I thought that was truly spooky, and it was really well done, and I could visualize everything. It's very descriptive and great. And then at the very end, there's a scene where this creature is approaching him when he's doing his sacrifice thing. That was kind of spooky. There were a few things in there that were pretty spooky to me. I do really like the little twist that was at the end, though. It was interesting. It didn't feel well thought out and planned, but it was still really interesting. I feel like it could have been done better, if that makes any sense. See, this book has a lot of pluses and minuses, but it's more just, I don't know how I feel, kind of. I gave it 3 stars. That's a pretty average rating for me. That means that I liked it, and then I can't really say anything exceptional about it. So I think that that's pretty fair for me to give it right now. This novel was pretty slow getting going. I think it took about 25-30% of me getting through this for stuff to start finally happening and things to get interesting. I don't think the part with the, I guess, dancer had a point to it other than just showing how crappy of people these people are. But there were a few things that happened and I was like, I thought that would have a callback later for some reason, and it didn't. So I don't know why they were really in there. But that's just personal preference. I like when things tie together somehow, but, they didn't. I don't know if I would tell anybody to run and grab this one right away. If you can get a review copy, maybe check that out. But if you're interested in hunting, it had a lot of hunting in it. If you're interested in a supernatural, hunting themed, thrillery horror novel, I would recommend it, I guess. I probably won't buy a physical copy of it just because I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would, but I didn't hate it. So, it's viewer discretion, of course, but I'm not big into hunting, so that didn't really interest me that much, and I knew it was about that going in. but I guess I thought maybe it wouldn't be as much about hunting. There is a lot of description of like gutting and cutting up an animal, so just be aware of those trigger warnings if you're not interested in that kind of thing. It's very descriptive and very gross. I grew up in the South and I'm used to people doing that, so it didn't really bother me any. I've never done it myself because I don't care to do that, but I've seen people do it. I think if you like hunting, spooky stories, haunted woods, cult type activity, demonic stuff, isolation, a small group of friends who have been disconnected but are now coming back together, bad things happening to bad people, bad things happening to innocent people, then you might like this. It's kind of specific in what it's about. So I think that if you like those things, you'll probably like this. But yeah, 3 stars for me. I think that's perfect. I wouldn't give it below 3, but I would definitely not give it above 3. It just kind of sits in the middle for me. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this book. I really have enjoyed doing this vlog style review as I read kind of video. I like doing these sometimes. They're a little easier for me to make and edit instead of just keeping notes the entire time I'm reading. I can just say what I'm thinking as I'm reading it. So I hope you enjoyed it. I want you guys to tell me if you prefer this kind of video as far as book reviews go or book talks, or if you prefer my sit down and have everything written down and then just go over it with you. I like both, but this one's definitely easier for me, so I might start doing a few more of these just because they're kind of fun to do. Even if I don't enjoy the book, I enjoy just kind of chit-chatting with you as it goes. Be a little more candid, I guess. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe because I like making book videos and I just want to talk about books and manga and comics with you guys. Oh, and I just found out that Viz is on NetGalley. So if you like manga and you want to read some arcs or books, they already had some that have already come out on there. So if you want to read like the first volume of like My Hero or like any other Viz manga, go there and check that out. It'll probably 99.9% sure it's going to be digital only. If you're interested in manga and you don't want to have to pay $10 per book, 10 plus per book, go check that out. Like, it's a legal way to get manga. I just want everyone to start reading manga. I think more people should read it and give it a chance. It's not as stupid as people think it is. But yeah, I hope you guys having a good day. Stay safe, and I hope it's not flooding as bad where you are, where it is where I am, because if you can't tell in the background, it is pouring and it has been raining for like 3 days straight here. So I'll see you in the next video, guys. Bye.